So Dom, just first off, how's the ankle feeling?
Yeah, it feels okay. I think just on the weekend I copped a bit of a knock to it, so there's a bit of bleeding in there and that, but structurally everything's fine. So I'll have a lower key week on the track and be good to go later in the week.
Yeah, obviously looking forward to hosting Collingwood.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had a few good games against them over the last few years, and both teams are in a slightly different position at the moment, top versus last on the ladder. So we're looking forward to the opportunity, and hopefully we can bring our best footy. I think we sort of took a step forward last week against Essendon in comparison to the week before, so hopefully we can do that again against the best team in the comp at the moment.
Yeah.
How much of a difference does Bunga, Barras and those guys who came back, Barras was already in, those guys who came back make to the team?
Yeah, a massive difference. I mean, Bunga brings 320 odd games of experience, so you can't buy that sort of stuff with youngsters. And Brass, we know what he does, and Elliot Yeo as well. I think Elliot had 5 clearances on the weekend and was a bull around the ball. We know what he's going to bring week in, week out. So whilst we've got these young blokes who are still learning and not doing everything right, it's always nice to have some experienced players come back in and make a difference.
Can you feel it amongst the team? People like Ruben probably got to take a step back in a way and just focus on what he was actually doing as opposed to tackling everyone on the field. Can you feel that when you're out there with those guys? Yeah,
for sure. And I mean, when you walk out with blokes like Shannon Hearn and Elliot Yeo, I think I know myself personally, you tend to walk a bit taller as an individual and as a team when you've got so much experience around you and knowledge. You've got more trust as well with senior blokes, I guess, not to take away from the young blokes knowing their role, but these players have been so consistent for so long that you know what they're going to bring, so you walk a bit taller as a team.
Game 150, is it hard, I guess, to have a milestone match when, the result might not be what you want on field?
Look, we're going to head out on the weekend and we're going to do everything we can to win, so... it's a home game. I play my 150th in front of all my friends and family, which is nice. So they'll all be sitting up in a box drinking beers, watching me, which is exciting. And, I'm just so grateful to have played one game for this club, let alone 150 and earn life membership. So it's going to be a special day for me personally, and hopefully we can get the win.
Is the favourite, I guess, moment for you still in the grand final, that kick? When you look back at the 150 games, what do you remember? Yeah,
look, there's a few games which come to mind. I guess your debut game's always one to remember against the Doggies, that was at home, and then prelim final against North Melbourne in 2015, a few against Port after the siren. There's been so many good games along the journey which I've been grateful to be a part of, but I think, winning that flag definitely has to be the best.
How many times have you watched that kick?
Not so much anymore. It feels like a lifetime ago now, but it's probably something I'll more reflect on at the end of my career now.
Does it feel like a bit of a kind of modern rivalry with Collingwood? Obviously, you've had a lot of big games against them, some gone your way, some haven't.
Yeah, look, I think both teams have evolved since 2018, and they sort of went down to 17th on the ladder. Now they're back up to the top and going to be right in the hunt for a premiership, and we're in a bit of a transitional rebuilding phase at the moment. So while we had good games over the years, both teams have evolved since then.
Do you look to them for a bit of inspiration?
Sorry, what's that?
Do you look to them for a bit of inspiration with how quickly they've been able to turn things around?
Absolutely. The game, the AFL world, and can change so quickly. So we take confidence away from that and we stick our course and keep doing what we're doing and stick to our plan, then we have no doubt that we can contend in the next few years.
Even with some of the struggles that the team have had this year in terms of results on field and injuries with a lot of the squad, is this still the type of game that you want to be playing in, playing the team on top of the ladder, the best team in the comp at the moment? Is this still the contest you get yourself up for?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be an awesome experience for our younger blokes to come up against the best team in the competition at the moment, and do it on our home deck in front of hopefully a lot of West Coast fans with a more improved effort. Once again, hopefully take another step forward as a playing group and test ourselves against the best. That's what you want to do. That's why you play footy. We're here to compete. We're here to win as many games as footy as we can and learn along the way and develop.
And just in terms of Oscar Allen captaining the team over the weekend, as one of the more experienced blokes in the squad, how do you think he went in terms of that role?
I think he went real well. I think, obviously kicked 4 goals and held our forwards up. I think, we're probably lacking a little bit in our forward line at the moment, but he's really doing everything he can to perform and do everything he can for the team. So I think Duggo in previous weeks, he stood up as well. As much as he didn't get the results on the scoreboard, Duggo played really well, and Tom Brass did his thing as well before that. So yeah, it's been shared around the last few weeks, and I think everyone who's sort of stepped into that role has done their job well, mate.
Do you think that bodes well, for not only the next part of this season, but maybe the next couple of years, just those blokes getting that leadership experience in Luke Shuey's absence and some of these older blokes?
Yeah, absolutely. Who knows what direction Luke's going to go in at the back end of this year and into next year and beyond. So to expose some of these blokes to the captaincy role is really important for our young leaders.
Speaking of the forward line, mid-season drafts tomorrow. Ryan Marich, I don't know if you've looked much into him, but big kind of like a Jai Cully. Are you excited for the mid-season draft and who might get in?
Yeah, it'll be good to get someone in. Obviously, I don't look at that. That's not my job. I'm solely focused on Collingwood at the moment and ourselves. So yeah, mid-season draft, that'll be exciting, and we'll grab someone there, which would be good.
What have you made of Jake Waterman in the forward line? Obviously, Oscar's been leading that, but for him to step up as well?
Yeah, he's been really good. I think he's taken his game to the next level this year. I think he started real well, kicked a few goals, and has been playing a pivotal role for us. So I think he had his hand problem last week, which he couldn't quite kick the ball. He was kicking him all over the joint. But he's developed into a fine young man.
How is his hand?
Yeah, it's all good now, I think. So, yeah, it was a bit sore last week, but they sorted that out, and I think he'll be fine to go. But, we're calling him Quinton Lynch on the weekend at the moment.
Done 150 this weekend. How much more football do you think you have left?
Oh, wow. Well, Simo reckons I'm halfway there, he reckons. But I don't know. I'm into my 10th year at the moment. I never thought I'd get to 150, so I've sort of surprised myself already. I'd like to think I've got a few more in me, but you look at blokes like Shannon Hearn and Scott Pendlebury and the greats of the game who have played 320, 350 plus. It's just unbelievable, because it's been a grind to get to 150, but I'm super proud that I'm there now.
You've done a lot in 150. Is there any, more milestones or goals of your own that you want to tick off?
A flag would be nice, another one. Yeah.
We've seen across the AFL this weekend, again, the dangerous tackle ruling, seeing some players rubbed out. How are you approaching it as a side with kind of the differences in how it's being looked at?
Interpreted. Yeah, it's a fine line. I guess as a tackler, you've got the responsibility to look after the bloke with the ball to some extent. So, it's a fine line, but we never want to take that competitive instinct right out of the game with being aggressive with the tackle. You've just got to do it in a bit of a different way now.
Is it frustrating as players to be asked to kind of make those split-second decisions?
It can be hard to make those split-second decisions, absolutely, but at the end of the day, it's all about protecting the player's head, which I'm all for, and AFL players are for.
John, you touched on your longevity in the game. Do you expect to still be around next time West Coast are ready to contend?
Well, like I said before, the AFL world can move so quickly. So, like we saw with Collingwood, finished 17th and then made finals the following year. I've no doubt that if we stick to our plan, then we can contend while I'm still around.
John, just quick, before we're going to go last questions, I imagine. Nick Dacos, do players think about someone like that pre-playing him?
We haven't looked into Collingwood just yet, but yeah, blokes in there who play similar roles or will be playing on him will look at him quite closely. He's had a great start to the year, and they want the ball in his hands, and we'll try stop that. But we haven't actually looked into Collingwood just yet. We just finished our reviews with Essendon, so we'll start tomorrow on them and look at ways of trying to stop blokes like Nick Dacos.